Hi, my name is Brianna Long, and for my company and industry research, I decided to study the hotel and lodging industry, specifically Marriott International. So first, we're going to look at some industry characteristics for the hotel and lodging industry. As for number of firms, there are many. According to the American Hotel and Lodging Association, there are 52,887 lodging properties in the U.S., with 5,531 of them in California. And looking at Marriott specifically, out of those 50,000 firms in the U.S., Marriott owns 3,536 of them, with 327 in California and 4 right here in San Luis Obispo County. As for the type of product, it would be differentiated. So all lodging firms are essentially selling the same thing, which is a hotel room, but the different amenities and services that are offered at each different property vary. For example, a Motel 6 hotel room will be very different than a Ritz-Carlton hotel room. Marriott has 19 brands, and those different brands range from limited service to full service to 5-star resorts. Some of them include the Residence Inn, the Courtyard, to the Ritz-Carlton, and JW Marriott Suites. The hotel and lodging industry has some control over price. The firm can control the market price of the product by deciding what kind of additional amenities and services they want to offer. So I looked up a few different hotels on Hotels.com just to see how the prices varied among the different brands. So first I looked up the Courtyard Marriott in Paso Robles, and those rooms were going for about $150 a night. And that hotel was a limited service hotel, so they had a pool and a fitness center, but no food service operations on the property. Next, I looked up the JW Marriott in Los Angeles, and those rooms were going for about $250 a night, and that hotel had 2 restaurants, a full spa, a fitness center, and valet parking. So next, I looked up the Ritz-Carlton in Los Angeles, and those rooms were going for about $460 a night, and this is a luxury property, so there was 3 restaurants, 2 bars, full-service spa, valet, pool, fitness center, and there's also breakfast available. So those are just a few examples of how the prices can vary among the different brands in the Marriott chain, and also depending on what kind of services are offered. As for barriers to entry, there are some because starting up a hotel is rather expensive. It's more expensive to build your own hotel rather than acquiring a property that's already existing. Non-price competition is huge in the hotel industry. There's a large emphasis on advertising and brand names. So I looked up a couple of the Marriott brands to see what they emphasized when they were advertising. The Ritz-Carlton seems to place a huge emphasis on service quality, whereas the Courtyard Marriott likes to advertise itself as a hotel for business travelers. Looking at all these characteristics leads me to believe that the hotel industry, and more specifically Marriott International, participates in a monopolistic competition market structure. So the main source of revenue for the hotel industry is selling guest rooms. Guests can make reservations directly from the hotel's website or by calling in, or from other popular online booking websites like Hotels.com, Trivago, Kayak, or Hotwire. Some hotels feature restaurants or other food service operations on the property, but those don't tend to make a whole lot of money for the hotel. They're more of an amenity for the guest. So now we're going to look at costs for a hotel. Some of the fixed costs are like the land, the building, the taxes, the mortgage, the interest, employee wages, advertising, and some of the utilities. Fixed costs are not affected by occupancy rates, whereas variable costs are affected to occupancy rates. And some of the variable costs would be like food, beverages, housekeeping supplies, some maintenance, and also some of the utilities. The hospitality industry, specifically the hotel and lodging industry, is always changing, and right now, big change that we're seeing is going green. The green revolution is sweeping the nation, and many hotel and lodging firms are making efforts to reduce their consumption of water, waste, and energy. This is primarily achieved by installing new technology that's more energy efficient and less wasteful. So some examples of this is low-flow toilets, energy-efficient lighting, and water-saving laundry facilities. Marriott calls their environmental initiative the Marriott Spirit to Preserve, and some of the things that they're focusing on are dramatically reducing energy and water consumption, developing new LEED certified green hotels, collaborating with suppliers to reduce waste throughout the supply chain, and educating guests and associates to support the environment. Going green not only has a positive effect on the environment, but it's also going to impact your lodging industry. So installing these new technologies and implementing employee training programs to promote conservation is not going to be cheap. So in the short run, your variable costs are going to increase. But in the long run, your total operating costs are going to go down because you're going to be spending less money on utilities like water and electricity. You can also use conservation tactics as an advertising tool to attract eco-tourists. And these eco-tourists are generally willing to pay about 8.5% more than your average customer to stay in an environmentally friendly hotel. This graphic shows an LEED certified hotel's average percent saving. And LEED is the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design certification, and that's given out by the U.S. Green Building Association. And an LEED certification basically says that your hotel is environmentally friendly. So after doing all this research and looking at all the data, I've determined that a green hotel has a greater chance of showing a profit because practicing conservation will lower the hotel's average total cost. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. As a hospitality major, I'll be very involved in the Going Green movement, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Thanks for watching!